class today, we read the article, New Opportunities in Geometry Education at the Public School. And in order for me to reflect upon this article properly, I think it was vital for me to recall upon my own experiences with learning geometry, which unfortunately was very superficial. The expectations for me differed substantially from the expectations given through this article, as geometry was just the focusing on classifications of things. Knowing the definitions and being able to apply those definitions. If I were to provide the right answer, I therefore knew what geometry meant. And that was just not the case. Spatial reasoning, a term and concept that is consistently referenced throughout the article in a correct way that is reasonable, was just never something that was prioritized in my learning, which unfortunately lacked that deeper understanding of what it was and didn't make those connections for me. And I think that's where this article is explaining the strides that we're taking in the right way, the right steps that we're taking for this. The expectations that this article gives is that deeper understanding, and I think it starts with how they reinterpreted the term of geometry. They revised the term of geometry, which is now something that we can't just explain in a sentence. There's so many different levels to it. One level of it was how geometry is based on observations of the physical world, while also providing a way of constructing that world. That is powerful in itself, and that's only one level of the new constructed term that they've given geometry. It's making connections outside of this subject, and it's also making connections to the mathematical realm of it, which they've also referenced was a problem before, how it was just a subject by itself, and students did not understand the connections between that and mathematics, and it's now making that connection. This deeper understanding is more than noticed when they revise the term. This deeper understanding is made as now we're tapping into different methods of teaching this, how we're using how the best ways children learn. Just as the article references the children's understanding of temporal sense of space. That's a prioritized method of teaching this. The kinesthetic ways that we learn things, the functions of drawing, how drawing is a vital way that students are learning, which leads into the experimental ways that children learn, and using our resources to our abilities, like the digital technologies that we have, using our resources in the best way possible, in effective and efficient ways. And I think that's where this deeper understanding is coming from, and I think is going to be more effective for students. Generating the meaning behind geometry. It's more now than answering a question, it's why. It's the whys behind everything. It's the what it means behind everything. And I think that's more powerful for students to know rather than just knowing a definition. And I think that's where this article is making strides in the right direction, because the expectations for geometry is now understanding what it means in our world instead of what the definitions of things are. So yeah.